Hello everyone, and welcome to my UK Royal Family News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, has been conveying exciting show and enthralling storylines that keep watchers as eager and anxious as ever. In the impending August 4 episode of the drama, the show keeps on unwinding the characters who end up confronting captivating difficulties and startling turns. In this article, we dig into the new improvements encompassing a portion of the darling characters on DOOL. Continue to peruse to figure out what's going on in the forthcoming episode. Maggie pushes Xander to speak with Sarah. Maggie has been an amazing powerhouse as of late. Assuming responsibility for her better half's organization and attesting her predominance in the meeting room, she has earned both adoration and obstruction with her straightforward demeanor. This may be the explanation she looks for comfort and backing from Xander. She will address Xander and give track down comfort in him in the Times of Our Lives episode of August 4, 2023. In the forthcoming episode of Days of Our Lives, set to air on Friday, August 4, Xander Cook will visit Maggie Kyriakis. Maggie will consider this to be a chance to ask him for some help, perhaps connected with her endeavors to guarantee Sarah that everybody is strong of her continuing on with Rex Brady. She accepts that Sarah may be furtively dating Rex once more and may impart updates to Xander. In any event, taking into account requesting that he connect with his ex, it's conceivable that Maggie thinks Sarah needs conclusion and consolation about Xander's ongoing relationship with Chloe Path. Notwithstanding, obscure to many, Sarah is conveying Xander's child, making what is going on possibly confounded if he somehow managed to find out. What's more, Xander will likewise have Gwen's new union with Dimitri at the forefront of his thoughts, which could be an element impacting his choice to move forward with Chloe on Friday's episode. As Day's spoilers hint, Xander will shock Chloe with a wedding band and see about getting hitched, without a doubt leaving her staggered and disrupted. Privileged insights, mysteries cause issues. Changing gears, Sloane should rethink her closeness to the DA when defied by Melinda about confidential. Melinda professes to have all the information. However, the genuine inquiry is whether she really does. Assuming that she's for sure mindful of Sloane's moves, what steps will she make accordingly? Simultaneously, Nicole harbors her very own monstrous mystery, which she might wind up sharing. Might any of these disclosures at some point be attached to the bun she's heating up in her broiler? The potential DNA show would without a doubt flip around her life. Leo grounds in an unwanted spot. Going to the following plotline, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, August 4. Guarantee a shock for Trip Johnson at the Salem Motel. In spite of the fact that Trip had booked a suite there to shock Wendy Shin, he will wind up on the less than desirable finish of an astonishment when he finds Leo unmistakable in his bed. Apparently, Leo erroneously meandered into some unacceptable room while being impaired, prompting an awkward experience with Trip. Wendy will likewise connect with Leo, possibly encouraging Trip to be understanding as Leo is by all accounts feeling desolate. With the new marriage of Dimitri von Leuschner and Gwen Rischek, Dimitri is logical centered around assuming the part of a gay spouse, leaving Leo understanding to some degree left during this Friday's episode of Days. Indeed, even after several times of being live, Days of Our Lives actually figures out how to get watchers unsuspecting. That is very difficult. As of late, Harris Michaels communicated his desire to be shipped off to Bayview considering his new conditioning. At the point when that occurred, fans started up hypotheses that he would maybe experience Ava at the office. All things considered, she as well has been seeking treatment off-screen at Bayview. While that actually stays a chance, that spat should stand by, since the creators have an undeniably more unforeseen return up their sleeves. The most recent Days of Our spoilers uncover that entertainer Cassie DePaiva is good to go to repeat her job as Eve Donovan on the Peacock Cleanser. While this comes as welcome news for the DOOL fanbase, we can't help thinking about how Harris will respond when he encounters Eve. All things considered, the man imparts a somewhat troublesome past to her. For the unversed, entertainer Steve Burton had first appeared on Days of Our Lives in 1988. In those days, a youthful Harris made a bet with his pals to see who deals with a connect with Eve first. Obviously, Harris turned out to be the champ on Days of Our Lives. Be that as it may, all the while, he additionally wound up creating veritable affections for Eve. Sadly, she then, at that point, learned about their bet, and the couple had a run-in. Incapable to pardon Harris, she clutched the resentment, and the two never dealt with a compromise. From that point forward, this will be the primary gathering Harris and Eve will have. He will without a doubt feel hit by a flood of difficult recollections of how he hurt her. Maybe Harris will make a move to set things right to Eve on Days of Our Lives at long last. Nonetheless, with such an extremely long in the middle between, it is hard to think about where she remains in life now. In spite of the fact that thinking about that she, as well, may be a patient at Bayview, her life may not be going without a hitch. So it will be fascinating to perceive how she responds to Harris moving toward her. Despite the fact that quite possibly she may be seriously sympathetic since Harris' life has totally self-destructed. Days of Our Lives wouldn't be the cleanser that we have become so enamored with throughout the long term on the off chance that a DNA report came out right the initial time. Could it now? Indeed, we as a whole know the response to that. In this way, adhering to the code, Sloane pulled a past trick when Nicole expected to figure out the paternity of her yet-to-be-conceived child. Notwithstanding, the genuine jury is still out on whether EJ or Eric is the real dad of the child. In any case, as per the most recent spoilers, Sloane's deceit may be almost there getting uncovered. Be that as it may, how? Also, what will be the outcomes of it? All things considered, we have the response, so make a plunge. Sloane and Nicole trade pregnancy updates. Beforehand, on Days of Our Lives, Sloane's expectations of having Eric in her life became jeopardized when Nicole became pregnant just after a roof fight connect with him. She then, at that point, trusted reality with regards to her pregnancy in Sloane and mentioned her to help her in getting Eric's DNA test to work with a paternity test for the child. Nicole felt conflicted between Eric and EJ had really fathered the child. Thus, a test to discover paternity was critical. This ended up being simply the lifesaver Sloane expected to protect her relationship with Eric. Consequently, she cleaned her own cheek for some DNA rather than Eric's and given it to Nicole on Days of Our Lives. Obviously, true to form, the report demonstrated that the example was not a counterpart for the child, consequently showing that EJ was the dad. Eric was frustrated by the result, as he truly needs a child. Thus, Sloane offered that they could begin a family together. What's more, their desire was as of late conceded when Sloane's home pregnancy test came up sure. The couple is blissful with the information. In the impending episodes, Sloane will impart the cheerful news to Nicole. Consequently, Nicole as well will give Sloane a pregnancy update that will pull the rug under her feet. Days of Our Lives spoilers bother that in the forthcoming episodes, Nicole will let Sloane know that she and EJ have an arrangement agreed with their PCP in respect with her pregnancy. We definitely realize that Nicole has pregnancy complexities. Along these lines, they need to finish new tests to learn the thing that's inevitably coming. For that, she and EJ need to give their DNA tests for hereditary testing. This news will positively hit Sloane like a transport. It will take her previous fraud back to gaze right in front of her. Sloane was persuaded that she had done all she expected to do to ensure Nicole never makes any associations between the child and Eric. Notwithstanding, presently, in the event that new examples are drawn from EJ for the child's hereditary trying, it might risk ignoring EJ as the child's dad, which would then leave just a single conceivable result. Eric is the dad. What might happen then? Duel has previously settled that Eric and Nicole actually care deeply about one another. Also, assuming Eric figures out that he, and not EJ, is the dad of Nicole's child, he would positively need to be a piece of the child's life. in this manner, shaking the actual underpinning of his relationship with Sloane. Assuming the relationship gets by any means, since Eric could do without being deceived. Subsequently, when reality pours out, it might just clean Sloane out of Eric's life. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.